Friday they had the Disney and Marvel game showcase, and for the most part, it was kind of mid. Like I like we looked at it, it was a lot of like cell phone shit and free to play this and this and that. Remaster of a Gargoyles game, and they couldn't even be bothered to show you a clip of the game. But the one thing they did have was the new project coming from Skydance New Media, and it's from Amy Hennig, who's known for her work on Uncharted, Legacy of Kain, and a couple other big series. She also did, I want to say, what was it, Battlefield Hardline? I think she had something to do with that.
Probably.
The cop one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like she had like she's heading up the studio, and they announced, I believe, sometime last year or the year before that they were working on a new Marvel game. And for a while we had no idea what it was. There was a rumor going around that it was like Fantastic Four, and I really wanted that. And instead, it is something that nobody saw coming. It is Captain America teaming up with Black Panther, fighting Hydra in World War II. Rakeem, what did you think about this?
What were they thinking?
AVGN, what were they thinking?
Great question.
This is one of those outside the box things. Now, first of all, I'm never mad at Cap or Black Panther. I'm cool with both of those characters being in the video game. I like both those characters. Yeah. Let's get it. However, first off, since this is a World War II era, we don't even have T'Challa. It's T'Challa's grandfather as Black Panther.
Yes.
And then the other representatives are a soldier who likely is not Bucky for some reason.
It's definitely not Bucky. It's the unnamed soldier. Well, not unnamed. A new soldier named Gabriel Jones.
Okay.
Gabriel Jones.
Blackity black.
And I can never remember that order of warriors from Wakanda. I always get the name wrong.
Dora Milaje, but she's not.
The Dora Milaje. Yeah.
She's her name is Nonali. She's the head. Okay, so let me just go ahead and get this out here. Playable characters. There'll be 4 playable characters. Captain America, obviously young, inexperienced. Azuri, T'Challa's grandfather.
Right.
Gabriel Jones of the Howling Commandos. They're best known for working with Sergeant Rock. And Nonali, the head of the Wakandan spy network. Go ahead, Rakeem.
Okay. When I first saw this, I was like, yeah, this could have been so much cooler. Like, the World War II thing didn't bother me too much. But just seeing like them mix the superheroes and just regular people, I'm like, what was the purpose of this? I guess is it more like you're trying to really ground this story? So you have a mix of like the combination of heroes and regular people working together. That could be the story you're telling. I get it. But I don't want to be grounded with superheroes. I'm sorry, I don't. Even like the regular superheroes who like don't have powers like Batman, his villains aren't grounded. They're all types of crazy, all types of wild. I view superheroes as a conduit for either like power fantasy or like a fantasy of ideology where like you want to see people who represent higher ideologies of positivity in our society, where our society can be. You know, what people can be when they want to do good for people without selfish ideals. And I guess in some way this is kind of representing that. But for me, my own selfish ways, like, why can't we do this with the Avengers? Or an older team? Or you could have did Avengers, then all of a sudden everybody get trapped in the past or something like that. Oh, that'd be such a cool story. Get trapped in the past and do a story like that where like T'Challa meets his father and like has to work with his father on some stuff back in the past or like something like that. I would have been more cool with that. I just don't know what they were thinking. They're thinking outside the box. I give them that, I guess. I wasn't super pleased about it, but I do like the fact that we get Black Panther and Captain America. So at least we get that. Amy Hennig, we know she's very big on story-focused games, usually linear story-focused games. So we'll probably have a strong narrative, very good character work, very good. They'll get top-quality voice actors and mocap. It'll probably look amazing graphically. These are all things that are hallmarks of the game she makes. So the quality of the game is not without question. I just don't know if I care enough about it. I need to see this game in action and see what the vision is. If it's cool enough where like, okay, this vision looks okay with me, I might play it. Otherwise, it's not on my list. I'd rather wait for Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine and call it a day.
I tell you what, let me go ahead and get it out. I'm equally upset. In fact, I was more upset. I was fucking baffled. I saw that shit. I was so hyped for the idea of a Fantastic Four game because I'm like, Amy Hennig is a really great narrative director, and I was sure, I was like, yeah, we could. It's so many things you could do with Marvel's first family, and it feels like for so long they've been shafted. They've gotten the shaft.
Yeah.
Like, as far like MCU fans won't know this because the only Fantastic Four they've ever seen is the 2000s one, which is kind of like, all right, but they just kind of corny. And then like the really abysmal one from 2015, 2016, I forget what year it came out. This piece of shit, right? But like, you got those three films, 2 and 1 garbage, and like that's it. But if so, like what you don't know is that the Fantastic Four is the reason you have a Marvel universe. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby together created the Marvel universe whole cloth within their first 100 issues of Fantastic Four in the early 60s, in the mid 60s, right? And so like they deserve a story where you can get something and like people can see what's special about them. Because if you don't read the comics, you won't know that like when people get on Fantastic Four, they show the fuck out. Every time a creator gets on the Fantastic Four, they bring their A game, and you get some of the best comic books. Some of the best superhero comics in the world are Fantastic Four books. It's always Fantastic Four and Daredevil for some reason. I don't know. Like I think they just like torturing that nigga. But yeah, like I was hoping, I was like, yeah, we're gonna get a Fantastic Four game. I was so hyped because that was the rumor, based on some stuff that is irrelevant now, but that was the rumor, right? And then we get this, which by the way doesn't have a title, and I'm like, God damn, you showing this off too early if you don't have a fucking title. But I was like so upset. I'm like, I'm with Keem. Like Keem said a lot of my thoughts, like 2 regular motherfuckers. So, and I know I'm supposed to be excited. I'm, like, oh, the cast is mostly black. Black superheroes. Go get some black superheroes. Don't make me play as regular motherfuckers. Yeah, go get the Blue fucking Marvel. A badass. If you don't know about Blue Marvel, go look him up. Amazing character. Like, don't just have me like, don't stop trying to sell me on, oh, but you playing as some black characters. Like, yeah, but they regular. I'm not interested. Like, put regular characters in a regular game. When you make a superhero game, I want to be some superheroes. And yeah, maybe like Rakeem said, they trying to vary the gameplay up. I assume not only the head of the Wakandan Spy Network, her missions will be based on sneaking around. And Gabriel Jones, that's when they want you to go, guns a-blazing, but they don't want you to feel immortal. So it can be a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Cover-based shooter, like that type shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then Cap and Black Panther will get a chance to do their own type of combat that's more over-the-top superhero type shit. But it all should have been over-the-top superhero type shit. There is already a team from the 1940s called the Invaders. And it had the original Vision, and it had the original Human Torch, who was like just an android, and it had like Namor the Submariner, and all these cool characters that you could have used to do like a 1940s game where you fight Hydra. That could have been done. But instead, we got this. Now, as Keem said, and I'm going to echo a lot of what Keem said because I feel like I agree with a lot of what he said. As Keem said, Amy Hennig is good at directing, and the graphics are going to be on point, and the voice acting is going to be on point. So this very well might be a great game. I just would have rather it been anything else.